It is very nice to see you again, coming back from my vacation. I want to today share with you especially my homily is going to be based on the first reading. Maybe I may say something about the gospel, but very short, not very long. So I can see three main ideas in today's first reading that actually are linked to our gospel. As you know, the gospel and the first reading during Sunday Mass or on Sundays have a connection. And today I can see a very nice connection also with the second reading. Even if it's not common, sometimes we can see a connection. Today is one of those Sundays that we can see a connection with the second reading. So the first idea coming from our first reading is actually in the middle of the text of the first reading. I'm going to read the sentence. It's actually a question. Why spend your money for what is not bread, your wages for what fails to satisfy? I was thinking how that question, in a beautiful way, tells us the human inclination, a human inclination. We human beings, in general, we are all our life trying to find and to satisfy our great needs. And many times we think that those needs are material things. So we want to have that and that. We want to possess. And we spend money, maybe, many times, trying to look for it, and with the hope that is going to, whatever that we are going to get, is going to satisfy us, is going to make us happier. We are looking for fulfillment every single day. But we think that we can buy that sometimes. And we all know that it is not true. We cannot do it. The more we look for that, buying things, possessing things, the more we feel a void. And the more we can feel that we are not satisfied with anything. Why? Because that is something that doesn't last forever. We may be happy for some time, but later we want to get something better, maybe, and better and better. So the entire life, sometimes human beings try to do that. The first part of our first reading start with the great news about how and when, and especially what is going to give us this happiness. Thus said the Lord. This is the first part of our first reading. All you who are thirsty, and this is not only a physical thirst, it's especially spiritual thirst. And the beautiful thing is that the invitation is for everybody. It doesn't say that there is only a specific group that is invited to go looking for God, to find that He is the only one who satisfies our needs. All you who are thirsty, come to the water. You who have no money. This is something that we cannot buy with money. It is something that we just graciously receive from God. We can get that without any money. Actually, God is telling us that His grace is offered to everybody, and is no money involved in that transaction. If we can call that transaction, I don't know. But it is just a gift from God. So here we start seeing the good news that we find in the gospel and in the Bible. So come without pain and without cost. Drink wine and milk. God is offering to satisfy our great need with something that He is the only one who can offer. To come and find in Him what the entire world cannot offer: His love, His mercy, a relationship with Him. I was thinking that it's something that we as Christians have to have in mind very clearly, that yes, we need material things to be in this life. As long as we are alive, we are going to need money, material things. But as Christians, we have to know and understand and experience every single day that that is not the most important thing, that is not what is going to give us happiness, fulfillment. It is only coming to have a relationship with God. So now I'm coming to the third and last idea. It is the last part of our first reading. Heed me, and you shall eat well. You shall delight in rich fare. I'm going to go and read the last sentence. I will renew with you the everlasting covenant, the benefits assured to David. This is actually what is going to give us satisfaction in our life, to have a covenant with God. And what does it mean to have a covenant with God, or to accept that covenant with God? Is to have a deep, intimate relationship with God. It is the only thing that is going to satisfy the human heart. It is the only thing that is going to give us fulfillment and happiness. And that love is something great. And now I go to the to the second reading. St. Paul describes the greatness of the love of God. And he asks a question: what will separate us from the love of Christ? Anguish, distress, persecution, famine, nakedness? He said, no, nothing can separate us from the love of God. The love of God that has been manifested in Jesus Christ should be what gives us hope, what gives us satisfaction every single day of our life. And we know, and we should experience, that that love of God is going to be something that lasts forever. It is something that nothing and anything can take from us. It's something that is offered by God and should remain in each one of us. And that love of God is offered abundantly to each one of us. And actually, this is also what the gospel says. God and the love of God is offered to each one of us abundantly, and without asking anything in return. So I want to invite each one of you in this evening, as we celebrate this Mass, to recognize that many times we go to different places looking for happiness and fulfillment. That happens to each one of us in different ways and occasions. And recognizing that with humility, we should also recognize that the happiness and fulfillment comes only from God, and that love of God, which is the one what really gives us happiness, is offered to every single human being. Nobody can say that it is only offered for this group or this group. It's for everybody. So everybody is invited to enter into that great relationship with God and to experience the love of God in his life or her life. So as Christians, as Catholics, we should enter into that relationship and thank God because he offered in a very specific way and visible way that love in Jesus Christ, especially on the cross. So let us pray that we may be able to enter into communion with God and remain there. Please stand.